Rosters require too much work. I barely have energy for myself. So if you think that I'm going to be out here entertaining multiple men, no. Hi, I'm Taylor-Alexis, and this is a safe place to talk dangerously about life lessons in your 30s, wellness, and a little bit about film. Welcome if you're new, and if not, thanks for coming on back. So I think the more that you grow, actually, let me just speak candidly. We'll do this video another time. And this is gonna be a little bit different from what we usually do, but I just wanted to do one of those like brain dumps, get it out of my head, some topics I want to talk about. So yes, today we are gonna dive into a little bit of dating and what that's like in your 30s. And man, let's talk. What's this accent? Let's talk. So here are my thoughts on dating in no particular order, but for your 30s. If you ask me what I bring to the table, I'm getting up from the table. I'm not doing this 50-50 conversation and blah, 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 blah. Like, if you don't know what a woman would bring into your life, or you don't know what a man would bring into your life, then there's no point of us having this conversation. Sorry. Rosters require too much work. I barely have energy for myself. So if you think that I'm going to be out here entertaining multiple men, no. And then it's like, I don't feel like that's good for, you know, your ability to regulate. Like, that's why I don't really believe in rosters in your 30s. Like, yeah, that's funny at 20s, but in your 30s, nah. Like, I can't do that because, okay, so I'm mad at this guy and I'm gonna go talk to guy number 3 because he's available, but then he wants too much and now I'm gonna go to guy number 6. That's just too much. And it's not to say that you're sleeping with these people. It's called dating, but it's neither here nor there. I believe in coffee dates because sometimes if you give someone your prime time and that shit sucks, no. If I have to give you my prime time, like a Saturday night, you know, a Sunday brunch time, girl. I don't think that it's like low effort or the bare minimum or anything like that, because just think about it. Think about it. You don't know this person, right? It's really risky, but that's part of dating. But still, you know, let's go grab a coffee or something like that. Let me see what your vibe is like. Let's talk. You know, I think a lot of people do, like, if they're dating on a dating app, they'll do like a video call or something before that. And I'm like, I don't feel like I need to prove my worth to like be on a date for a call first. Like, let's just get in front of each other and sit and talk and you know, see if we vibe. This goes for my ladies, this goes for my gentlemen, and this goes for my theys, okay? If you have motion, the person that you're going to date is going to be competing against that as well. Like, unfortunately, I know we would love to be like, yes, I'm going to put this person first, da, 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 but like, you have other things going on and you can't necessarily abandon them because you met somebody. And it happens naturally, of course, right? Like, when you meet somebody, you're going to be all up under each other for like the first 3 months, and then it's going to go left and you're going to be like, oh God, like, what's happening? But, you know, just keep that in mind. If the person that you're dating has to say that they are this person, chances are they're not, so run. No, I'm kidding. But like, really just take that with a grain of salt. Let's say you are a spiritual person. I don't think a spiritual person has to go around saying, well, I'm a spiritual person. It would just exude from your presence, your aura, all of that. So just keep that in mind. I've had somebody tell me, I'm a good dude. I'm a really good guy. Survey says it was not. Be yourself and take it slow, right? I know, and it's easier said than done. Slow burn relationships after like toxic ones can feel like this is too good to be true, or something's wrong here, we gotta fix it. So it's okay, be yourself, but let things flow out naturally as you get to know somebody, right? And don't put too much expectations. I don't think you should do it. But listen, if you are a good person, right, quote unquote, but you're not out there telling people that you're a good person, but if you do things from the kindness of your heart, right, I don't think that there's a level of expectation for that to be reciprocated to you, right? It's just like, oh, I'm doing this, whatever, but don't overextend yourself, right? Don't give way too much. Be yourself, balance. Oh my God, there's all this talk online, and this is why I'm like not really active on socials like that right now, about being submissive. Let me tell you something. If you want someone to submit to you, right, you have to not only show and prove power, but that you have leadership skills. Because I'm not going to let you lead me to hell. No, like I'm not. I have no problem sitting back. Most of the times I would love to turn my brain off because I'm thinking about stuff 24/7. I think I'm gonna start listening to those frequency like YouTube videos whenever I start overthinking and just kind of interrupt your thought process. But yeah, submission happens when there's proven power. Don't you forget it. Okay. I always think it's funny when people are like, oh yeah, let's go to an escape room as a first date and just see like if you could figure things out. Yes, that too. The more extreme version of that is like going on vacation with somebody for the first time. I don't always recommend. Could be fun, good for the story, good for the plot. Do it for the plot. But be careful because people are crazy and it's crazy times. Don't let social media gas you. The grass is greener where you water it. Someone once posed the question of like, would you give one person 30 chances or give one chance to 30 people? And I know we like to like puff up and be like, I'm giving one chance, that's it, leave the first time, da 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 da. But we're humans and you would want someone to give you that same grace if you made a mistake, right? So I put my pride aside, but truthfully, that's my answer. Like I'd rather give one person, maybe not 30, like that seems like a lot. Like that's one mistake a day. Like could you not? Maybe like 10, 5, 15, 10. We're gonna go with 10. The grass is greener where you water it. You know what I've learned in dating over the years, darling? You have to let people love you the way that they know how, right? And you can like, I guess over time teach someone how you want to be loved, but initially like, just remember this person's getting to know you too and you're getting to know them as well. So you might not always be on the same page and it might take a little work, a little fluffing to do that. And oh, that's another thing. I hate when people say like, oh my God, if it's hard, then it's not supposed to be. Relationships take a lot of work. They take a lot of work, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of sitting with yourself, a lot of reflection. You know, sometimes you're lucky enough to meet your mirror and that causes you to really take a look inward and be like, hey, what do I need to work on so that we can flourish and we can grow? I highly recommend, please, 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 don't be out here going and getting these free meals and things like that. If you don't like the person, don't be up in their face. That is just raggedy, okay? That is so raggedy. Go home, make your meals, or do a DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever. But don't be out here just like, that's just cruel. And I think like, I don't know, sometimes it's gonna bite you in the ass. Personally, I don't like to go on a date unless I know that I have enough money to pay for the date, get me out of there, and maybe do something else. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I think like just being open to like trying new things. Some of my best dates were just like simple things, you know, the beach, pizza, you know, driving around, things like that. So really just like getting to know the person. Whatever. It's tough because sometimes you'll be in a stage in your life where you're like, I really don't want a relationship right now or whatever. And then you meet someone and you're like, oh, no, I absolutely can. Or could see myself being in a relationship with this person, right? But then you have to make sure that that person's also on the same page because if not, it's not going to work. And then like, that's when resentment builds because it's like, wait a minute. You don't string me along knowing that, you know, I want this and you want this and these two are not aligned. Like that's not fair, you know? Yeah. Anybody else out there go through these moments as a woman and you're just like, I don't know if I really want kids and marriage. And then some days I'm like, oh my God, I want it. I don't know if that's part of like, you know, having a period in your 30s, but yeah, some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I want a husband, get me out of these streets. I never want to talk to another man again. And then I'm like, nah, I don't know. But maybe that's a fear of mine, right? That could be something like, this is something that I want, but I'm fearful that it won't work out. And then the self-sabotage and then the crying and then the blah, 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 blah. And then you're spiraling. You're just like, oh God, I hate it all. Yeah. I don't know if this is like an actual helpful video or like some kind of video diary, vlogging something, but bear with me. I'm sweating now because I just said that and I want to take off all of these clothes. This is not that kind of channel. Thanks for listening to whatever this was. I hope you're a fan of it. And if you are, hit that subscribe button and we'll come back. I'm gonna try to do a little bit more of these. Like I think sometimes it's healthy to just sit there and just dump. Like I have notes, right, for the next video. And I started it and I was just like, I'm not really feeling it. Don't want to talk about that right now. I'm cool. So I am really tapping into my Pisces energy with the moodiness. And yeah, so I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna go before I start crying. Date who likes you and just breathe. Yeah, everything will work out. Que sera, sera. And if that's your, listen, before we end this, if that's your person, that's your person. If it's meant to be, it will come back around. It doesn't matter what time, it doesn't matter, you know, what city, whatever. If that is your person, the universe, God will make it happen. And if not, you're making room for the next person. Okay, I'm gonna go. This was fun. I'm trying to think, wait, do I have anything else? No. All right, bye.